Look at his visor. What do you really see? Not eyes, not a face, but yourself staring back, interpreting the silence, filling the gaps. Master Chief's mask isn't hiding who he is, it's revealing who you are. I think one of my recurring criticisms of most games is my dislike of silent protagonists. I just think that 9 times out of 10, the story would be more effective if the main character could interact with the world around them instead of being a passive vessel for the player. I think the exception would be games where you can make your own stories and legends a la Bethesda titles, but in linear experiences like Half-Life and Dragon Quest, I think the silent hero hurts the story overall. I understand the reasoning behind a silent hero. It's meant to be a blank slate for the player to paint their own personal canvas onto, allowing them to fulfill the heroic fantasy rather than watch another character claim all the glory. But unless the game is something with immense levels of narrative customization like Baldur's Gate 3, it instead has the effect of me being dragged along a predetermined story but inhabiting the shoes of an uncharismatic mute, the game's least interesting character. But that's where the Master Chief comes in, as a character that achieved something impossible, someone who blurs the line between silent protagonist and emotionally complex protagonist, who made me feel like I was the one wearing the Spartan armor while still maintaining a large amount of narrative agency, revealing that maybe the solution to making an excellent avatar for the player isn't taking away their voice, but their face. See, Master Chief is by no means a blank slate, with Halo having an excessive amount of lore detailing every part of his life. But so much of his personality is left up to individual interpretation that he becomes a canvas for the player to paint themselves upon. This is seen in Chief's design, specifically the helmet, a solid yellow visor with no hint of the man behind it. This barrier between the player and the character serves as a way to reduce Chief's characterization, making him impossible to read and connect with. The visor gives Chief an aura of neutrality, communicating no personality or emotion, yet it by no means comes off as generic. Instead, it serves as a kind of Rorschach test. When a pivotal scene occurs, such as Cortana staying behind on High Charity, you look into the golden glass and you have to imagine what it is Chief is doing beneath that helm. Is he giving a solemn but determined expression, understanding that this is what has to be done? Or does his lips slightly tremble as he struggles to accept abandoning his closest companion to the horrors of the Flood? That's the brilliance of Master Chief, because the answer is whatever you're doing in the real world. The imperceptibility of his emotional state means that your own is automatically translated onto his, at least in your own mind, creating an avatar for the player as their own thoughts and feelings are given to a character that doesn't express any of his own. As opposed to a silent protagonist in another game simply having a gormless expression as they show minimal reaction to any devastating events surrounding them, Chief may very well be reacting to tragedy behind the visor, but we the player can never know, yet this allows us to decide how he's reacting, and we'll naturally choose however we are. However, there's a key difference that sets Chief apart from every other player avatar protagonist, and that's his characterization through dialogue and performance. Chief does have thoughts and emotions, well beyond what we the player give him. He has a muted personality, but he still has one all the same. He cares deeply for his companions and is genuinely hurt when he loses someone that he cares about. But the key element that blends both avatar and character is how restricted Bungie made that personality, making Chief emote only when he absolutely needs to, making sure never to give away too much of his persona as to not shatter the player's link to him. And this is the key element of Master Chief that 343 got wrong. They made him a character. Both Halo 4 and 5 give way too much narrative agency to Master Chief, as he makes universe-altering choices and simply runs away with the narrative. The relationship between him and Cortana is given dramatic levels of depth and intrigue, but in doing so, they've coloured in every grey spot Chief once had. Quite simply, you don't feel like you're one with the Master Chief in these games. You simply feel like you're playing a game starring Master Chief, and you're no longer able to interpret anything about him. These games put his psychological pain on full display for the player. You're able to piece together his every thought and emotion. And when he acts rashly, especially in Halo 5, you're ripped away from that link you once shared with him. Because he's too spirited and motivated now, there's nothing left to latch onto. Because all those gaps in his character that you filled with your own personality have been filled in with a new one written by 343. What once was the ultimate midpoint between complex character and player avatar simply leans too deeply into the character. And it's not that said character is bad, it's just that this isn't who he was, and that was the beauty of Master Chief. The reason he feels like he acts out of character in Halo 5 is because we all were Master Chief in the original trilogy, and most of us wouldn't behave irrationally if we were in Chief's boots. But now that he has an intense connection to Cortana, he tears away from the player to pursue her beyond where we, the player, can follow. I'll be back in 2 days. In the meantime, here's an essay about how the grunts are the heart of Halo.